Professor Dr. Nguyen That Diep, Vice President, Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics, Mr. Chan Van Rom, Chairman of People's Committee of Vinh Long Province, Mr. Nguyen Ngoc Hoi, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee of Tan Hao Province, Dr. Pham Thi Hong, Deputy Director of the Center for Research and Training of the Viet Nam Fatherland Front, representatives from provinces across Vietnam, representatives from the Vietnam Fatherland Front, mass organizations and media, Excellency ambassadors, and representatives of international and national non-governmental organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us today at the launch of Vietnam Provincial Governance and Public Administration Performance Index, also known as PAPI. As the largest governance and public administration policy monitoring tool of its kind, based exclusively on the voices of citizens from across Vietnam, PAPI remains a groundbreaking initiative. PAPI provides an insight into central and provincial governance, public administration, and public service delivery from the end user's perspective. As the 2014 report highlights, one way of viewing PAPI and its findings is as a mirror that reflects how local governments are performing through the citizens' perspective. The ultimate aim of PAPI is for this evidence to be used to address areas of underperformance and to ensure good governance and quality services for all citizens, thereby improving the reflection provinces see of themselves in the mirror. Distinguished guests, over the past 20 years, Vietnam has seen vast improvements in human development. Vietnam is now a middle-income country with a growing middle class, and far better opportunities are being created for the next generation. At the same time, people's expectations of governance are also changing. As citizens become more educated, healthier, and wealthier, their expectations of services provided by the government also increase. For Vietnam to avoid falling into middle-income trap, it is important to act on this shift in citizens' expectations and move from simply providing basic services to higher quality governance of public services with upward and downward accountability. This challenge is not unique to Vietnam. All over the world, citizens are speaking out for responsive and accountable governance. 7 million people who took part in United Nations global survey called My World in preparation for the post-2015 Global Development Agenda voted for honest and responsive governments as a top priority to be included in the post-2015 Sustainable Development Goals framework. Here in Asia and Vietnam, the post-2015 national consultations also identified honest and responsive governments as the third most important issue, just behind good education and better health care. So I'm very happy to hear that at the provincial level, an increasing number of provinces see PAPI as an essential monitoring and evaluation tool. To date, at least 16 provinces have issued directives or action plans in response to PAPI findings. Furthermore, about half of all provinces have held discussions on PAPI to better understand how their citizens assess their performance and how they can improve their performance. At the national level, PAPI data is being used by a number of government bodies, including the Government Inspectorate and the National Assembly's Judicial Committee. And information from the 2014 report will also be useful for a number of upcoming policy revisions, such as the review later this year of the 2011-2020 PAR Master Program and the 2005 Anti-Corruption Law. The The impact PAPI is having is a testament of how data and evidence are increasingly used in Vietnam to improve policies. In that respect, it is important to keep in mind that data and indicators portrayed by PAPI are measures and not targets. PAPI scores reflect structural issues citizens encounter in provincial governance and public administration. To continue the mirror analogy, these scores reflect composite governance performance in each province. The aim of PAPI is not necessarily to emphasize any particular score or feature, but rather to focus on overall performance in order to improve the reflection of provinces in that mirror. You will shortly hear from my colleague Jairo and our partner expert Dr. Zhang from SICODES, who will present the findings from the 2014 PAPI report in more detail, but allow me to highlight a key points emerging from the report. First, similar to previous years, a representative sample of citizens across the country took part in the survey. For the 2014 report, more than 13,550 women and men were interviewed about their experience with governance and public administration. This brings the total number of citizens who have voiced their opinion through PAPI to nearly 61,000, and this level of citizen engagement is in itself a major accomplishment. Out of the 6 dimensions measured, one that experienced a notable decline is participation at local levels. Participation in political life is important for citizens to exercise their democratic rights and help improve local governance. With the ongoing debate on the new election law and the upcoming 2016 elections, it is crucial to enhance opportunities for women and men to have their voices heard and to be able to participate more actively in political life at all levels. The second major finding in the 2014 report is that citizens continue to find corruption a serious issue. In particular, an increasing number of respondents believe that corruption is of concern within provincial public service delivery. For example, almost 1/3 of those with children in primary schools say that they have had to pay a bribe for primary education. This calls for continued action by all actors, government as well as civil society, to effectively stamp out bribery in public sector. As shown in the report, the pervasive problem of nepotism in state employment continues to be a serious concern. Nearly half of the respondents, at least partially, agreed that bribes are necessary in order to get a job in the public sector. Tackling nepotism will help improve the quality of the civil service system. As PAPI indicates, the factors that drive citizens' satisfaction with public services are so-called the soft skills, such as client orientation, respect and communication skills, as well as the competence of the civil servants and employees providing public services. Open and transparent civil service recruitment processes with clear job descriptions, merit-based selection, and promotion criteria will certainly contribute in providing better quality services. Finally, PAPI has always recognized the importance of land tenure in Vietnam. Far fewer respondents in 2014 reported having land seized. Encouragingly, the majority of those who had land taken said that they received monetary compensation. Yet more than 1/5 reportedly received no compensation at all. Also, over 1/3 of those who had their land taken in the past year said they received fair compensation. This is clearly an issue that warrants further attention. I would like to close by briefly reflecting on the international attention that PAPI, and hence Vietnam, has been receiving. PAPI is increasingly recognized as an innovative participatory monitoring tool in the discussions around the post-2015 Sustainable Development Goals. In particular, it is being acknowledged as a successful nationally owned instrument that can monitor implementation of the proposed goal on building peaceful and inclusive societies. In this context, Vietnam serves as a good case study for recognizing and using citizens' voices and expectations in policy making. For example, at a recent expert group meeting at the UN headquarters in New York, PAPI was highlighted as a useful tool to help produce a common understanding of citizens' experiences and as a good example of how more data on governance and public administration can be used to inform the next cycle of policy making. This attention is due to the strong methodological standards that PAPI adheres to. An independent midterm review of PAPI was conducted last year, concluding that PAPI is the best, most representative survey of its kind available in Vietnam today. And because of the strong methodology over the years, a growing number of policymakers have used PAPI to support evidence-based policy recommendations to assist Vietnam on its development path. And as we move ahead, we are looking into institutionalizing the use of this kind of information. In this way, PAPI, together with other related social accountability tools, can feed into existing policy processes on a regular basis. Finally, I would like to thank the Swiss Development Cooperation Agency for its valuable financial support, the CICODES and the Center for Research and Training of the Fatherland Fund for the ongoing close collaboration, and the Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics for their use of PAPI data in leadership training. PAPI has been originally conceived as a partnership, and contribution of these partners continue to make this cutting-edge work possible. And UNDP is committed to carrying forward this initiative with all key stakeholders and helping Vietnam in ensuring good governance, people-centered public administration reforms, and quality public services for all its citizens. And I think only by working together, we can all help improve that image in the mirror. And I wish you all very good health and happiness. Thank you very much for your attention.